You look at the dynamic of streaming. Streamers have been popping up all over the place, and I like them. I actually follow and subscribe to a couple of them also. There's a lot of great content out there. Uh, what about actually implementing a prank street with these inner city developments? A street fully dedicated to the streamers. What I envision is graffiti homes, areas where you can see your streamer, like on a storefront, whatever the case may be. Uh, the redevelopment of inner city America is going to have to touch base with every demographic. So your streamers, your athletes, your politicians, your musicians. You know, Missouri also doesn't have a major record label. We don't have a Capitol. We don't have an Epic. We don't have a Motown. You know what I mean? These are all things that can be implemented with buy-in. Okay? With buy-in. Improving our family system. So, I have 4 children. What I've realized is that with the family system, the family court system, it's so unbalanced that it doesn't serve anyone involved in it any justice. Give you an example. So we went to court back many years ago to seek joint custody and holidays and visitation, all that fun stuff. And to the tail end of it, I realized that it was a bunch of coming to court, and nothing was necessarily being resolved. Mom and dad were still basically at odds with each other. It wasn't necessarily the type of situation that anyone would view as being beneficial to anyone, especially not the children. So we have to basically do the things necessary to set up a dynamic where, okay, you can't put that man on child support if these things aren't in place. You're not gonna be able to dodge child support if these things are not in place. Okay, you're pregnant, you all are pregnant, having a child. These necessary things need to be in place before you can actually bring that life into this world. Because what a lot of people are going to say to those comments and those statements that I made is that, oh, you trying to control how people's bodies, and you trying to control this and do that. And it's like, when was the last time you stopped at a stop sign? When was the last time you stopped at a red light? When was the last time you drove on a green light? Structure is all around us. You know, it's inevitable. What has transpired, I'm going to say within the last 50 to 100 years, is that we have gotten lax on what we view as things to put in structure. So, okay, if you want to graduate high school, you have to complete 4 years of high school, or if you don't do it that way, you can get your GED. Those are things put in place to still get to the ultimate goal. We have to set those things up for everything in life. The American people specifically are so stressed out with this, with that, and with that, and with this. We have to create a society where there's every household happens to be appointed someone from another entity, but happens to be appointed someone to handle personal property taxes, handle accounting, handle planning family vacations, handle bill payments, XYZ, I can go on and on. The things that a lot of American people kind of get stressed out over. It's all about buy-in, people. We have to get back to the structural things. That's what we're lacking. That's what we're missing. You know what I mean? How many people can just basically walk across the street at any given time when cars are coming? No. There's a sign on each stoplight that allows pedestrians to walk. It's those white silhouettes. Have you all seen them? Those white silhouettes. That's the structure piece saying that, hey, you as a civilian, you as a pedestrian, this is the time that you walk. We have to implement those structural things in our lives at every turn that we could possibly think of. Every household needs an accountant. Everyone. Every household. People don't understand how the importance of understanding finance opens up so many other avenues. The better off financially you are, it's inevitable. You're going to prioritize your health more. You're going to prioritize paying tithes. You're going to prioritize so many things that gets overlooked by people that are not as established as, say, the next person. Now, that's not to say that people that may be struggling financially do not tithe or do not go to church or they're not prioritizing their health. That's not to say that. We're speaking just on the average person. If you're about to be late on rent, how likely are you to go run a mile and go lift weights? If you're about to get evicted, how likely are you to go to church and give $150 in tithes? If you're about to get evicted, how likely are you to do that? One could argue it's probably the time that you need to go to church to tithe if you're about to get evicted and do that 150 so God can have mercy. That's not the situation. Preparation is everything. We have to be prepared for the unthinkable. Even looking at it from the tornado that hit the St. Louis area. We were not prepared as a community to do the necessary things to go in and say, okay, 40,000 trees damaged in Forest Park. We have a plan in place to make sure that we're going to have 50,000 trees. Oh, all these homes are damaged. We have a plan in place to, if we ever get another tornado, we have a plan in place. If we ever get a tornado to hit inner city America again or inner city St. Louis again, we have a plan in place that won't have people, oh, what do we do now? No. Structure. We have to create the structure before the storm hits. We can't allow the storm to hit, and this is as it pertains to everything. We can't keep allowing storms to hit without being prepared. How do you go to war without any ammo? How do you go to war without any soldiers? How do you go to war without any resources? That's exactly how majority of our American people have to survive on a daily basis. They have to go to war every single day without ammunition. But they are living on the battlefield. I'm gonna let that sit with you all, okay? I'm gonna let that resonate. And we'll be back.